Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon,
Good
ma'am.
afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
AP, any doubt anyone has? Anyone has any doubt? Quadratic equation exemplar have you solved?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes, I got it. Doubt anyone has? No doubts.
Ma'am, the last question of last exercise.
Last question of last exercise. AP.
No, ma'am, the quadratic one.
Last question of last exercise is the RD Sharma, the last question, the clock question, no?
Yes, ma'am.
That is in RD Sharma also we have solved the same question. RD Sharma, same question was there. 11th exercise, this one, 13th exercise. Last question, check.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
I have a doubt in first exercise, question number 7 of quadratic equation exemplar.
One second. Wait, I'm opening. Quadratic equation. Question number
7.
7th. First exercise.
Yes, ma'am.
What must be added and subtracted to solve the quadratic equation by completing method of completing square? Completing square method you don't have. It is removed. Okay, but okay, fine. I will explain you what is completing square method, and by that way how the quadratic formula exists. Quadratic formula from where you got, I will explain you. So now what is completing square method? Suppose you have a questions like 2x square minus 7x plus 3. Okay. Give me a second. Two x square minus 7x plus 3. Now this is the equation equal to 0. You have to solve by completing square method. So in this case, what you have to do is first two parts are of the form a square minus 2ab. We don't have b square, so we have to add b square and subtract b square, and then the remaining the c part plus c is equal to 0. So given equation is of the form a square. First term is in the form of a square. Second term is in the form of 2ab. It is plus or minus. And then we need to complete a square, that is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this will be a square of one term. So that is we have to convert this equation in this form. So b square we have to add whichever is needed so that we can convert the first two terms in terms of a minus b whole square or a plus b whole square. When we are adding, we have to subtract also. That means we are not changing anything. Now these two you have to simplify together, and then further simplification has to be done. I will explain you, then only you will get to know. So this is in the form of a square, but it is 2. So what we will have to do to convert that into the full whole square term, multiply the equation with the same number, that is x square, this coefficient is 2, which is not a square. So we have to multiply with the same number. So now it will become 4x square minus 14x plus 6 is equal to 0. Now take this 6 on the RHS. 4x square minus 14x is equal to minus 6. Now this is in the form of a square minus 2ab. So what is that? A is 2x whole square minus 2a. What is a? A is 2x. Now what is left out? So it is, you have to do that separately to get the value of b. 2ab is equal to 14x. Out of 2, a is 2x into b is equal to 14x. So b is equal to 14x by 4x. 2 into 2, 4x. X's get cancelled. 2 sevens are 2 twos are. So value of b needed is 7 by 2. So we have to write here as 7 by 2. So when you write, is this the same term as this one? Check it. Is this the 14x? Is this same? Yes or no?
Ma'am, I couldn't
ma'am.
understand you. Can you please?
You have to convert the full equation in the form a square plus or minus 2ab plus b square. Out of these three terms, these two terms are available always. So these two terms are available always. Then this b value you have to find out. So how to find out that? This is 4x square. Whose square is this? 2x whole square minus 2ab. So 14x we have to write in the form of 2 into a into b. So to find the value of b, what we have to do is 2ab is equal to 14x. We have to substitute separately. 2 as it is. Value of a we have got as 2x. So we have to write it 2x. And then b, whose value we have to calculate, that is equal to 14x. So b is equal to this 2 into 2x will go to other side, that is 14 by 4, which is 7 by 2. So we will get the value of b as 7 by 2. So here it is 7 by 2 we got. So when you multiply this 2 and this 2 get cancelled, 2x into 7 is 14x. So same term 14x you have written in the form of 2ab form. Is it clear?
Ma'am, so we are not changing the equation.
We are not changing any equation. We are only converting that equation in the form a square plus 2ab plus b square.
Okay.
Now you got 2ab. Now you need b square also. B square is not there. So we will add b square both the sides. So plus, what is b value? 7 by 2 whole square plus 7 by 2 whole square. Is this clear? So both the sides we have added, that means we have not changed anything. Okay. Now this full equation is a square minus 2ab plus b square. So this is the square of a minus, this is equal to a plus b whole square. So write in that form. So a is 2x minus, due to middle sign is minus, so it is minus 7 by 2 whole square. This is equal to, simplify this, minus 6 plus 49 by 4. So this is equal to minus 24 plus 49 by 4. So this is 25 by 4 is the value of 2x minus 7 by 2 whole square. Taking square root both the sides, square root. So you will get 2x minus 7 by 2 is equal to plus or minus 5 by 2. 25 by 4 square root is 5 by 2, but the value will be positive as well as negative. So to get the value of x, once you have to take 5 by 2 positive, second time you have to take the value negative. So 2x minus 7 by 2 is equal to 5 by 2. or 2x minus 7 by 2 is equal to minus 5 by 2. Simplify this. 2x is equal to 5 by 2 plus 7 by 2. So which is 12 by 2, 2 6 0. So 2x is equal to 6, x is equal to 6 by 2, that is 3. Second one, 2x is equal to minus 5 by 2 plus 7 by 2, 2 by 2, which is 1. 2x is equal to 1. So value of x is 1 by 2. Okay. This is a method called completing square method. Remove from your syllabus. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Any other doubts anyone has till this chapter, till 5 chapters? Anyone, any doubt? No doubts. Fine, then we'll start the next chapter. Triangles. Sixth chapter is triangles, geometry. Each and every question of this chapter from NCERT should be clear to you. Means you have to practice this chapter from NCERT such a way that immediately seeing the question, you should get to know on which page number in NCERT this question comes, which exercise that question is from. That way you have to learn this chapter, because this chapter and questions are your in-hand marks if you do it properly. Totally, this chapter is divided into 4 parts. First part is BPT, basic proportionality theorem. So first part is BPT, basic proportionality theorem, also called as Thales theorem. Okay. Thales theorem. Thales was a mathematician who has given the law that is called as Thales. That is also called as basic proportionality, and his name is also given Thales theorem. Also, we can call it as. That is the first part. Questions based on that theorem is the first part of this chapter. Second part is similarity. All 4 parts are different from each other. Second part is similarity of triangles. Third part is area of similar triangle formula will be the formula is there. And the fourth part, Pythagoras theorem. So 4 very important parts this chapter has, and each and every question from NCERT, most commonly asked question, 95% questions from this chapter are asked from textbook. So each and every question from the textbook, it should be clear to you, known to you. And theorems are there. 2 theorems are always asked for. One is 3 marks and one is 4 marks from this chapter. 4 theorems you are learning. One is basic proportionality theorem. It's proving you have to learn. Second one, area theorem, and it's proving you have to learn. And the third one is Pythagoras theorem, and it's proving you should be thorough with. So these 3 are there, and the converse Pythagoras theorem. So 4 theorems are there. Out of these 4, any 2 will be there always in every exam. So you should be clear with all the theorems and its proving. So we will start with the basic proportionality theorem, or also called as Thales theorem. Basic proportionality theorem. In short, you also can write as BPT, or it is also called Thales theorem. Now what it tells us. Thales theorem. In a triangle, it's very easy. Let's understand properly the wordings. In a triangle, line joining in a triangle, line joining two points, lines intersect, a single line which intersect 2 points, two sides of the triangle at two distinct points. Suppose D and E are the two distinct points. A line joining two distinct points of the two sides of the triangle. If it is parallel to third side, then this line divides the sides in equal proportion. The line joining two points, two distinct points of two sides of a triangle parallel to third side will divide the sides in distinct points. Sorry, divide the sides in equal proportion. This means a line joining D and E of sides A, B and AC. D is a distinct point between AB and E is present between AC. Then if this DE is parallel to BC, then this line, this DE line divides two sides of the triangle in equal proportion. Now DE divides AB in which part? DE divides AB in which part? What are the parts DE will make with AB? Are you able to hear me? AD and DB are the two parts in which AB is divided. Then point E will divide AC into
Two parts,
CE.
AE and
AE and EC. They are not midpoints. We are not considering as a midpoint. They are any points. And if DE is parallel to BC, then the ratio AD by DB and ratio of AE by EC are always equal. They will divide in equal values, equal ratios. Okay. So that is the Thales theorem. So first write the statement, then we will prove it. One second, first basic proportionality theorem, to be exact statement.
ma'am, is it any triangle?
In any triangle, yes. It's not any specific triangle, it can be anything.
Okay.
Actually, this is why we are learning, because this will help you to for the proving similarity. If a line is drawn parallel to one side of the triangle to intersect the other two sides in distinct points, the other two sides are divided in the same ratio. A line, that is DE, is drawn parallel to one side. So DE is parallel to BC. It will intersect two sides, two remaining sides into distinct points. That is in D and E it is intersecting. Then that AB and AC are divided in the same ratio. So D will divide AB and AC in the same ratio. So ratio of the side AB and ratio of the side AC are equal. This is what Thales theorem or BPT tells us. So what are the things given? DE is parallel to BC. DE intersect AB. AB at D and AC at E. Give me a second. Sorry. So it is what we have to prove is the ratio in which DV divides AB and AC. That is AD by DV and AE by EC are equal to each other. The ratio in which D divides AB and AC, that will be equal to each other. I'm really sorry today. Okay, fine. So here we have to prove it. For that we have to do the construction. So what is the construction we have to do? So I will first draw the proper diagram so you will understand. So this is point D, A, B, C. This is point D and this is point E. Okay. Now what we have to do is we have to draw perpendicular from D on AE, and that is, suppose we will consider DP, and from E again we have to draw perpendicular, that is Q. So EQ is perpendicular to AB and DP is perpendicular to AC. Okay, and again one more construction is needed, that is BE, join the CD. So what are the constructions we have done? Draw perpendicular, draw DP perpendicular to AC and EQ perpendicular to AB. Okay, further join BE and CD. So these are the things we have to do as a construction. Now proof. How to prove it? Prove it. So proof is we have to take the ratio of areas of four different triangles. First we will take the ratio of area of triangle ADE. We have to use the area part. ADE triangle and DEB triangle. So first we have to consider, so this part, this full triangle, and this part, BDE triangle. BDE triangle, one triangle, and ADE triangle. So we are considering on the triangles which are on the sides AB. The triangles which are on side AB. So that means this triangle ADE, AB is a base, then ADE is one triangle and DEB is another triangle. Okay, so this triangle area once we have to take it, and then in the next part the ratio of these two triangle areas we have to find out, and then in the second part we have to do the area of ADE. Now AC, on that AC base two triangles are there, one is again ADE and then second one is CED. So this triangle on the base AEC triangle, on the base AC there are two triangles, we have to take the ratio of those two triangle areas. Okay, then let's start with one by one proof. Area of triangle ADE by area of triangle DEB is equal to area formula, half into base into height, half into ADE triangle. AD is first we have to take ADE triangle, AD as a base for the first time, AD as a base and EQ as a perpendicular. So base is AD and perpendicular is EQ divided by DEB triangle. In the DEB triangle, what is the base? Now it looks like this way. This is E, this is Q, this is A, this is D, and this is B. For DEB triangle, what is the base? BD is the base,
BD.
yes, right? Is BD. And what is the height? For EQ will be the height. Base is AB fully, DB is only extended, so it is. So just like obtuse triangle, where you draw the perpendicular? For the equilateral, this one obtuse angle triangle, this is obtuse angle, where we draw the perpendicular from this vertex. It is outside. So this is also EDB. This angle is obtuse angle. So we have to draw the perpendicular outside. So EQ is perpendicular on the same base DB produced. So therefore here also the height will remain EQ. This is EQ. So this half get cancelled. EQ get cancelled. You will get that ratio of areas is equal to area, AD by DB. It's clear?
Yes, ma'am.
This part clear to you? How this area we have taken? Then further. Now the other side. Start with the other side. Now area of triangle ADE by area of triangle DEC. This is equal to half. Now ADE triangles is area. AE also can be the base. AE will be the base and DP will be the height. So AE into DP divided by half into DEC triangle. EC as a base and DP again as a perpendicular. EC into DP. In this one also half get cancelled, DP get cancelled. You will get AE by EC. This is equation 1. This is equation 2. Okay. Now we have to show AC. Sorry, this is AD. AD by DB is equal to AC by AE by AC. We have to draw. So we have to equate. So how to do that one? What we have to do for that purpose? You have to show this ratio is equal to this ratio. To show these two equal, what we have to show? These two ratios equal?
dB is equal to area of EDC.
Yes. So here already numerator is ADE, AD are equal. So if it is a triangle, you take whatever the base, you take whatever the height, but the area of the triangle won't change. So area of ADE will remain same. So now our task is to show area of DEB and area of DEC should be equal to each other. So how to show this equal? DEB, DEC. How to show them equal?
Ma'am, they lie on the same. Ma'am, they lie on the same between same parallels.
Yes, exactly. So DEB and DEC. So both of them are on the base DE and between the same parallel lines, that is DE parallel to BC. So therefore their areas are equal. Last year area of parallelogram chapter. So here now area of triangle DEC and triangle DEB lie on same base DE and between same parallels DE parallel to BC. So therefore area of triangle DEB is equal to area of triangle DEC. Area of parallelogram theorem. Area of parallelogram. Okay. So therefore area of triangle ADE by area of triangle DEB is equal to area of triangle ADE by area of triangle DEC. So this is third equation you will get. So these two areas are equal. These two areas denominators are equal as well as numerator is already equal. That means this fraction and this fraction is equal to each other. And now if these fractions are equal, so now compare first, second and third. One ratio is equal to this part. Second ratio is equal to this part. First and second ratios are equal to each other. So therefore, if LHS of these two fractions are equal, so automatically RHS will be equal. So what is RHS? AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. It's clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
From 1, 2 and 3. Proving clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone, anyone has still doubt? Anyone still have any doubt? This proving is asked for 4 marks. If you do it properly, practice it properly, 4 marks are your in-hand marks. Okay, so write down the statement and write the proving then. Hello. Hamili nurse. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, converse of this theorem. What is a converse theorem? Converse means any theorem is in a converse form, means exactly reverse order. Now go to the opposite way. Suppose if a line joining the two sides of the triangle divides in an equal proportion, then that line will be parallel to third side. If a line divides any two sides of the triangle in the same ratio, then the line is parallel to the third side. So converse, that is called as converse theorem. So converse theorem is this one. If a line divides, this is also we are using many places. So this is converse BPT. This is called as converse BPT, basic proportionality theorem. If a line divides the two sides of the triangle in same ratio, then that line is parallel to the third side. That means what? How to show that in a triangle? If a triangle in this triangle, a line is dividing the two sides in an equal proportion. So this is A, B, C, and this point is D and E. So D divides AB and AC in an equal proportion. That means it is given. We know that AD by DB is equal to AE by EC is given now. And what we have to prove? That means what we have to consider, that if they are in ratio, then that line is parallel to the third side. Then DE will be parallel to BC. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Statement clear, everyone? If ratios of two sides are equal, then the line joining those intersecting points will be parallel to third side. So D will be parallel to BC. So there are the criteria. We have to prove D is parallel to BC. So for proving D is parallel to BC, we have to show the ratio in which D and E divides the two sides of the triangle will be equal. If we are able to prove, then we can directly tell. If these ratios are equal, then that line will be parallel to the third side. Okay. Now how to prove this? For proving, we have to use the method of contradiction. So that means we will take, there is a DE is not parallel. Let D will not be parallel. There is another line which is parallel to BC. Suppose let D is not parallel. We will take another line DE dash. Let DE is not parallel to BC. So therefore, consider line DE dash parallel to BC. If D is not parallel, that means from point D, another line will be there. One single line, one and only one line can pass through a point which is parallel to the other line. So for the BC, from D, another line is drawn parallel. Suppose it is DE dash. So DE dash is parallel to BC. So if DE dash is parallel to BC, then according to BPT, what we can say the ratios. So therefore, according to basic proportionality theorem, if DE dash is parallel to BC, then what is the ratios? BPT theorem, what the BPT theorem explains?
AD by BD is equal to AE dash by B, E dash C, sorry.
AE dash is equal to E dash C. This is equation 1. But we know what is given. AD by BD is equal to AE by EC. This is given. So from 1 and 2, what you can say?
AE dash
E
and
dash
EC.
by E dash C is equal to AE by EC.
AE dash by E dash C is equal to AE by EC. We got it. We have to show now our main aim. What we are doing is we have to show AE and AE dash are equal. So what are the things we are doing? For that purpose we are doing. Now add 1 both the sides. So what we will get? E dash C plus AE dash by E dash C is equal to AE plus AC EC by EC. So AE dash plus E dash C, AE dash plus E dash C, what we will get?
AC.
And what is AE plus EC?
AC.
AC. Both are AC, AC. So this sum is also AC by E dash C, and this sum is also AC by EC. Numerator are equal. Numerator are both AC, AC. To make this fraction and this fraction equal, the denominator should be equal.
Yes, ma'am.
So therefore, E dash C is equal to EC. So we have proved from point C, E and E dash both are at equal distance. What does this mean? From point C, E dash distance, CE dash distance and CE distance is equal. So what does this mean? From a point, from one single point, 2 points from point C, 2 points E and E dash are at equal distance on the same line. What does this mean?
They are over each
Coincides
other.
with E
To
dash.
coincide with it.
So this means E and E dash coincides. So that means there is only one line which is parallel to the third side, this third side. So therefore, DE and DE dash are same lines. So therefore, DE is parallel to BC. Because we have considered DE dash as parallel, but now we have proved that is DE dash and DE are both equal only. So they are the same lines. So when they are same lines, that means DE is parallel to BC. Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So write down the statement as well as proving.
Mom, can you scroll down?
Completed?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, ma'am.
No questions based on this? No. One more things we have to prove in this. Everyone completed? Everyone done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Mom.
Okay. Now two more things we have to prove from the same thing is in a triangle. Suppose we have proved DE is parallel to BC, A, B, C, and this is D and E. So already we know that is D is parallel to BC. So according to BPT, what we will get? AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Okay, this is the original one that we will get directly from the BPT. But from that, other things also we can prove. That is another thing what we can prove is which we call as corollary. So what is that? We can tell directly AD by AB, that is this upper part, and the whole side is also equal to, what should be it is equal to? AD by AB. It should be
E
equal
by
to
AC.
AE by AC. So AD's corresponding part is AE and AB's corresponding part is AC. So therefore AE by AC as well. And the second thing, AB by BD. It should be equal to
AC by CE.
AC by CE. Yes. This we can prove as well. So we know that is DE parallel to BC. So therefore, according to BPT, we will get AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Now take the reciprocal first. Taking reciprocal, we'll get DB by AD, that is equal to AEC by AE. And now adding 1 in both the sides. Plus 1 and plus 1, we have to add both the sides. So what we will get? AD plus DB by AD, that is equal to EC plus AE by AE. AD plus DB is?
AB.
AD plus DB is AB and AE plus EC is? AC. So AB by AD is equal to AC by AE. And again take the reciprocal. So it is AD by AB is equal to AE by AC. So this is the first part we have proved. Is that clear?
Yes, Mom.
Why we have taken reciprocal, is that clear? If we directly add 1 into it, what we will get in the denominator? Without taking reciprocal, if you add 1, what you will get?
E and AC on the denominator.
DB and AC, but what we need? What we have to prove, what we need? We have to prove AD by AB
and
and
AC
AE
have
and AC. So AD and AE will be left out if you add 1 on both the sides without reciprocating. Do we left with AD and AE after adding as it is? So this is the first part. Now see the second part. If without reciprocal, if you add, what you will get? Add directly. So what you will get? DB plus AD by DB. So AD when added, it will not be in the form of AD by EC. So DB plus AD is AB by DB is equal to AE plus EC is AC by EC. So that is the second part we would have got, not the first part. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are the two things we can prove by using BPT, basic part. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Many places we have to use these also. The method just now I've shown you that this method you have to use in first exercise. So write down. Completed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now by using this ratio part, AD by DB is equal to AE by EC. Values of AD, DB, AE, EC. Out of these four things, 3 things will be given. You have to find the 4th value by cross multiplication, so that you can complete this. That is the first type of a question. I have sending you the question. Solve first this one, first main. From that is only by comparison only. So this is AD value is given, DB will be given, AE is given. You have to find out AC values. So like those questions are there. Substitute values in given ratio, cross multiply, you will get the remaining one. Like those questions are there. Try to finish it. Otherwise, I will explain you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Ma'am, can you repeat the homework?
I've sent you on group. In group, I have already sent you.
Okay,
12
ma'am.
questions are there. 12 questions are there. Try to finish it. Okay. And this week, you have a test of quadratic equation. Okay. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Any day, that is maybe Saturday, Sunday only.